Hey dumplings, it's Dave Decide. Today's video is going to be a mix of a happy video versus a not so happy video. I don't know why I chose to put these two topics together, but these are the two topics that we're going to talk about today. And it is something that I wanted to mention. The first one I'm going to be talking about is V. And V particularly being scared for Jimin's health. V revealed Jimin's health in the docuseries. At this point, I've mentioned the Break the Silence docuseries multiple times, but I will explain it a bit more into this one in case this is the first time you are watching me and watching this channel. Jin also revealed a new look, shall we say. A lot of people are talking about it. It broke headlines. I'd like to get into all of that today and spill the tea and also give my opinions and thoughts as per usual. If you are new here and you're interested in this type of stuff, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified anytime a new video drops. If you're a hater, like to be the first to leave your hate comment, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell also so you can be the first to do so. Now, let's jump into it. Okay, but first off, congratulations to Augusty, Suga, or Zaddy, whichever you prefer to call him. His new music video apparently broke records and performed really, really well. Can't say I'm surprised. What do you expect from any of the BTS boys? Nothing less than record-breaking. The song was dope, very much good sounding music. So if you've not had the chance to listen to it and stream it, go ahead and definitely stream it later. I don't know if there's any other further records to break, like further records that haven't already been broken that you could break by streaming it, but stream it anyway because it's a good song and you'll like it. Just wanted to give a quick shout out to that. Not that Augusty needs my shout out. I contribute absolutely nothing to his success, but I will always try. I honestly hope to see him perform this. Like, I hope to see Augusty take the stage, maybe at one point during a BTS concert. Maybe he can open for BTS, then run backstage, change, and then dance in BTS. That's a lot of work and that's pretty stressful. However, he might enjoy it. Our boys work tirelessly. Sometimes I look after their schedule and I am just shook. Like, they'll perform in this state, and then the next morning they're across the globe performing in Korea or something. And it's like, y'all really performed and then yeeted yourself across the country just to perform across the country the next morning? That's just insane. Maybe when I was a child, I could have had enough energy to do stuff like this, but I'm old now. I gotta take 3 naps a day. I can't be doing that stuff. I don't know how y'all doing it. Jimin is of course someone who works pretty tirelessly too, and by that I mean he's a huge perfectionist. I mean, all our boys are. That's what makes them so great and what makes them so popular. But today we're talking about Jimin specifically. In the recent docuseries Big Hit put out called Break the Silence, see, I told you I'd give you some backstory on that. It's an episodic thing where they of course one by one put out episodes, and each episode is mostly filled with the BTS members and the boys talking about how they feel, sharing their emotion, and it's moments that I believe were cut out or left out from previous documentaries. Because I do think there was some overlap between other documentaries and then the moments in those documentaries and then some of the moments that are in the Break the Silence documentaries. BTS of course break down these moments and talk about it and give their honest opinion on it. You really get to see kind of what they were thinking in that moment, why that certain thing happened, and like what was going on backstage. And you learn kind of like the struggles that they were going through. One moment that I want to talk about today was when Jimin had kind of a throat problem. Each of the members have probably had some sort of throat problem over the years just from singing and dancing the way that they do. In this particular moment, Jimin's throat hadn't fully recovered yet. He was apparently coughing, and then mixed in with like the stress of touring, I can imagine that was not great. That his throat probably wasn't in the best condition. This was of course him having a sore throat from traveling, him dancing and singing all day. I think Jimin did mention in kind of a more recent live stream that his throat before used to get really, really bad, especially when he used to do concerts all the time. But now has gotten a lot better, or at least he's more used to knowing how to figure out how to control it. And so that the sore throat or whatever he's dealing with his throat doesn't affect him that much. But of course, in that moment, Jimin wasn't able to deal with his throat properly and wasn't probably as used to it as he is now. So I assume he wasn't able to be a little bit more careful with it, you know? That's my opinion on it. Jimin did reveal that his throat hurt so much that it became kind of hard to breathe, which is a little scary to think about. V talked about obviously when they lose their voice so suddenly, they obviously can't perform and then give a good performance to the armies. And you know our boys, they really want to give a good performance. V then talked about how in a previous concert when they were in Paris, and V then lost his voice there, V was really upset with himself because he couldn't perform. He talked about how he was so upset with himself that V could tell Jimin was probably also really upset with himself when he couldn't sing. I think it's interesting that BTS gets mad at themselves for being sick when us armies would totally be fine with them sitting out if they were sick and taking kind of a day off. We would totally understand if you were sick and you didn't make it to the concert. Health is more important, boys. The armies, us armies, will still be there when you get better. I can't imagine how frustrated Jimin might have been because he obviously likes things done and likes things done perfectly and wants to give armies a good show, give 110%. I love that he puts so much of his soul and heart into his art. Wow, that unintentionally rhymed. Jimin works really hard for everything. Not a lot of artists do that. Especially after many, many years, a lot of artists tend to get a little bit lazy and then start to not put in as much effort as they used to. But I don't see any of the members of BTS or Jimin in particular doing any of this. I think because they put in a lot of effort and energy into what they do, it hurts when they can't perform because they want to give 110%. 100%. Baby Mochi, don't stress about this too much. I mean, he couldn't sing, but he could still probably dance. Although I don't recommend dancing on a sore throat. That's not good. Especially since he said it was hard to breathe. But I wanted to hop on the old Tweetster, the platform where everybody hates me and calls me names. But I wanted to see if anyone over there mentioned anything. If they talked about this episode and how they felt. One Twitter user wrote this. He had a sore throat, so it wasn't a mistake in the first place. He said he accepted the circumstances. It's Big Hit's fault who failed to take care of him countless times. I don't necessarily think it was Big Hit's fault. Some people are just prone to sore throats, no matter what you do. I'm one of those people. If I sleep with my windows open, sore throat. If I drink a little bit of alcohol, sore throat. Then it goes, obviously, if you sing, dance, and practice, use your voice for hours and hours a day, then yes, a sore throat is more likely. Our boys, of course, work so hard. Even if someone were to be like, okay, just chill for a sec, like chill or you're gonna get sick, they would probably just work harder and ignore it. So I don't think Big Hit could have done anything, and I don't think Big Hit was neglecting anyone's health. This other army wrote this. I wanted to do really well in our concert in Paris, but I wasn't able to because of the shape I was in. So I got really mad at myself. That is why when I saw the state of Jimin's throat, I could see how disappointed he was. Taehyung was so concerned. I agree, Taehyung looked so concerned. Mainly, I feel like maybe it was just because he could have related to what Jimin was going through. Jimin and Taehyung are great friends, so it can be sad to see your friend kind of not do something that they're very passionate about. Because they're not just struggling because like, oh, I can't work and oh, that's a struggle. They're struggling because they're genuinely really passionate about this thing and they want to do it, but they can't. So that I can understand is very frustrating. I think our boys overall are taken care of, their accommodations are met. You also need to keep in mind that if Big Hit did treat him badly, they wouldn't have renewed their contract. But actually, Jin over here is someone who seems to be enjoying his life very much. He's doing a lot of self-care. Good for you. He tweeted a while ago to take it easy, take a day off when you need it. More recently, he tweeted a photo of himself, a little selfie with the caption saying this: I slept after eating jokbak. Some people were surprised to see his face like this, because apparently eating food like that and then sleeping makes you bloated, and this was him bloated. Now I had to look up what jokbal was. I don't even think I'm pronouncing it correctly, but it appears to be kind of a braised pork dish, and it looks really salty. So we know our baby Jin is eating very well. It's always a good sign, always a healthy sign. I guess after he ate, he felt a little bit tired and went to bed. When he woke, he took his phone out and snapped a pic, as you do, and then the selfie you saw was the selfie you saw. Apparently this dish is known to make you bloated. Maybe eating jokbal and then taking a nap for a normal person would make you actually bloated. For a Jin, makes you look like an angel. Immediately, there were headlines on various Korean news sites that were saying that this is how the visual looks after being bloated, and this is how he looks after he eats jokbal and wakes up. The netizens who of course saw this post were definitely confused, to say the least. A lot of people were saying things like, this is what he looks like when he's bloated, or the usual, he's always gonna look good no matter what, which is what I agree with. I also saw people saying that his skin looks really good, especially since in the photo it doesn't look like he's wearing any makeup. Bro, you don't need it. It's like so true, he's literally poreless. Like how? Where can I acquire this skin? Where can I shop for it? What is the price of this? Can good skin be in the next BTS merch packet? Can good skin be something BTS sells? He looks so stunning after he wakes up though. Like I need literally an hour to start to look human again. Well, that's assuming this looks human to you. But I actually have to try to look like this. This ain't natural. Jin is all natural. Jin wakes up and he's naturally good and ready to go. And boy, when I say how I look when I look bloated, it don't look this good. It's not human how I look when I'm bloated. That's the only words I can use to describe. I was definitely shocked at the different bloated face. It looks exactly the same as his not bloated face. This is how I wonder if Jin has a secret potion that he takes, that the government gave him and be like, you will forever be beautiful. I definitely had to see what people on Twitter were saying. One person wrote, Jin's bloated face, heart face. And yes, mood. This is how I be feeling when I see his face. It's just hearts everywhere. Another Twitter user wrote this: bloated? You must be kidding me. I only see a handsome face. A good day starts with this wonderful selfie. And I agree, how on earth does this look bloated to you? How does one classify this as bloated? America, explain. What do you mean? What do you mean bloated? Let me know what you think. Let me know what your thoughts are. Leave it down in the comment section down below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'm featuring this comment right here. Thank you so much for your comments. And as always, I do have a Patreon if you want to go over there and check that out. You can get exclusive content over there, such as music video reactions, ship reactions, performance reactions, all that stuff. Most importantly, you can also go over there and contribute back to this channel. It really helps me kind of make videos better on here and keep them going and really take my time to make them. So I really do appreciate if you go over there and check that out. It means the world to me. I'll leave a link in the top of the description down below so you can check it out. There's also 2 videos that will pop up on the end of the screen on this video. So make sure you click on one of those videos and I will see you over there. Bye.